Mangled car, the result of a crash on I-96 last week, but the driver did survive, and now he's sharing his story with Fox 17.
Yeah, he has a long road ahead, but tells us he hopes it serves as a reminder for other drivers. Julie Dunmeyer joining us from the newsroom now with that story today. Julie?
Derek and Janice, when I walked into Don Rawson's home today, he handed me a handwritten story in black and white, his own recollection, and it's one he says everyone can learn something from.
After state police say he rear-ended a trailer on I-96.
This is a story about an accident.
It happened around 8 o'clock.
One that happened on July 20th, to be specific.
The freeway was shut down for 2 hours, I guess. It took him about 30 minutes to use the jaws of life.
Don Rawson is the 60-year-old Comstock Park man who was driving that now mangled Toyota Camry.
I had my seatbelt on.
Don is banged up pretty bad. A broken neck, broken ribs, a broken sternum, and a broken arm.
Even right now, I can feel glass and debris rolling around in my ear canals. I'm going to the ophthalmologist to look at my eyes and pick out any remaining fragments of glass.
His injuries are obvious. What led to them, Don can't remember.
At some point there, I came to long enough to know that I was in an accident.
Don doesn't remember how he ended up rear-ending that truck trailer.
I understand that there were not hardly any skid marks at the scene, and that apparently I drove into the back of this trailer at 70 miles an hour.
He thinks maybe he got distracted, but says if this can happen to him, well, it can happen to anyone.
I have an excellent driving record. Things do happen, though.
And when you look at Don now, in bed on the mend, in comparison to his car.
Looking at the vehicle, logically, there's no reason I shouldn't be alive.
He says that's because the reason he's still here has nothing to do with logic and everything to do with faith.
It's only due to the grace of God, His divine providence, and I'm convinced it had to be a supernatural act of God to save my life.
And hopes his story can help those recovering from their own struggles.
If they ever find themselves in a tragedy like this, to really just slow down and see what is important. We rush around and people don't stop really to smell the roses and to take time and to enjoy the things of life that they, really are important.
Don says his doctors expect him to make a full recovery, but it'll take at least 6 months, if not more. He also wants to say he takes full responsibility for the crash, saying he hasn't gotten a ticket yet, but fully expects to get one, and he is okay with that. Live in the newsroom, Julie Dunmeyer, Fox 17 News.